So yeah, I want to really congratulate all those people who took over the financial markets of the world. You know, the ones who made all of the building products after the pandemic cost 4 times as much as it used to? You know, the ones who are now currently processing and transferring half of the world's wealth into BRICS so that they can compete with the US dollar? Yeah, I want to congratulate you, except for the idea of the revolution and changing the world was not to own everything. It's actually to save people and help everyone, not to own everyone and get them addicted to substances and own the land and make them be your servants. That's the wrong future. Not see, not hear, not say. Not say, not hear, not see. Do you ignore the shit you see around you every day? I try not to. I look at the United States government. I look at the buildings in Washington, D.C. I look at the designs. I look at the people. I look at the letters and I look at the numbers. Look at what happened in World War II and who collected the scientific information first that was stockpiled in Berlin, the United States government. Look at who was also there, Russia. Look who's the Coke or Pepsi for the world, Russia and the United States. But then we had all these other soda flavors too. So now we have to have China and Iran and South Africa and Brazil and India and Venezuela and Cuba and Burma, now called Myanmar. I guess when you pay to have the maps around the world say Myanmar instead of Burma, you've already taken the country over, even if the people don't know it. Do you understand what I'm saying when they're saying they're trying to flee from their home country because of this and that? Not see, not say, not hear. Don't hear this, don't see this, don't say this, but $35 trillion in debt just so everybody can look the other way, as we teach the world to look the other way, as a few people get to take vacations every day while the rest of the people have 3 jobs just to pay their rent and get by each and every way. Not say, not see, not hear what? Say everything, see everything, hear everything. Please see this. And hey, everybody, let's remember 52% of the people in the United States who just voted for president voted for a convicted rapist. Sure, I know that Vice President Kamala Harris would be the incumbent president is a little different. I like that, though. I prefer it over a convicted rapist being elected as president and the Supreme Court actually changing the law so that Donald Trump, who's a convicted rapist, can become president. Now, I don't know who's laughing up in their hee-haw barns stacked up around the mountains in this country, or their other little chalets around the world, or on their islands for the gentlemen, you know, those gent isles. But I don't fucking not see or not say or not hear anything. I try to see as much as I can, hear as much as I can, and say as much as I can, which is why I'm saying this shit deadpan. A rapist was just convicted, I think last year or the year before, of raping someone. He's a former president, and he was just elected by 52% of the voting people of the United States of America, which is where I grew up and am from. And it makes me very upset and makes me remember that those 7 stripes on the American flag represent 7 stripes of blood. And they're not 7 stripes of self-sacrifice. Those are 7 stripes that you would get on your back if you didn't listen to your master, your boss, your lord, your mother or your father, or whatever you want to call that echelon of society that cracks the whip. They're whip crackers. They're crackers. You can call them what you want. Sometimes they just walk around and say, people, don't you have a job? And that's their job, is to make sure that everybody has a job. So remember, United States of America, you just voted by majority for a convicted rapist. So his father and his grandfather are also known leaders of the KKK in the New York City region of the planet. And anyone who's anything other than keeping it uptight and all white, if you're not keeping it uptight and all white, meaning like you think your skin is white, although no one has white skin, not even albinos, you get me? Enjoy as we decide as a people to change as a people, rather than kneel down behind the podium where the Pope gives his lecture to the people. And some people call that a church. I don't. And as a Baptist, we go to God, not to a... Hey, bro, you got a cigarette? You sell cigarettes, right? No, don't you sell cigarettes, man? When I lived here, you did. When I lived here, you sold cigarettes. Do you sell cigarettes?
You're high on something.
I smoked a lot of herb. I'm not high. You can't say that. You never sold cigarettes here, Filipos?
I've never sold a cigarette.
That's illegal unless you pay the cigarette.
I think Neil might have.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
Neil smokes. I don't smoke.
I think Neil might have. Priest, bishop, archbishop, cardinal, pope, or any other man or woman who stands atop of us and says, suck it. No, 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 I see and I say, and now you do too. And so I really think, like, I start looking at it, I'm like, okay, so how did people publicly just support a known wealthy, rich world leader who's also known as a Klansman that are not Klansmen? And you start to look at some of the knowledge from the past. You start to look at all the stuff. And you start to realize that that whole white, black, this and that, it's a device. And hey, do you vote for the cracker slave man or for the cool new hipster lady? Well, America has voted, and I'm gonna go shut myself in my room now and call my mama and cry like a pussy. So just remember, everybody, when you're not seeing or not saying or not hearing, not see, not say, not hear not, see not, say not, it's actually something called the Hebraic key. It's a code. There's Hebrews and then there's brews, just like there's men and there's women. And I'd like to think that they're all magicians, because I don't want to have any part to do with them. And I think as a wizard of God's people, we need to cut out all the magicians. Y'all feeling me? Y'all seeing my wizard hang there? It's hanging good. Enjoy the wizard. And then guess what I'm just processing now? I'm processing in my brain that a Fox News anchor just got named to be the Secretary of Defense. Is there any other military people out there? Minded people, I should say. Never served in the military. Is there any military-minded people out there who are concerned that a Fox News anchor just got named as the Secretary for the Department of Defense? You know, Elon Musk made his career money in South Africa. That's not a good thing, by the way. Secretary Musk, as I guess I'm supposed to call you now. There's a new Department of Government Efficiency, and Elon Musk is the secretary of it, I think. That's like having one of well, how about this? When a lot of the world was fooled when the Nazi Party was created in Germany, fueled by an international group of lunatics, they only had to have one total psycho, and that was Adolf Hitler. How many psychos do you have to fool a Hollywood nation, such as the United States of America, that in 1969, the summer of love, believed that they landed on the moon, they being the government, NASA, whatever, and then broadcast live with a TV broadcast of them landing on the moon, and then they flew back in a contraption about the size of the room I'm living in now, or twice the size of an SUV, a big SUV. So, like, you can't even broadcast more than 100 miles with modern TV broadcast equipment. That's why we use fiber optics, cable TV, satellite, la 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 la. So, anyway, you know, unfortunately, it's come to my attention. I've heard that people get paid to go to hardcore shows and to slam dance. That's their job. They're paid to be punk rockers by the United States government. That's not okay. And I've been watching a few shots of some people in the pit, and it looks like they're on parade. They watched a few videos and know what to do. Maybe their parents were punk rock too. Stop taking that government money, adults and children. We don't need it. Stop trying to be a GHC, government hardcores. And when I say stop taking that government money, I'm not talking about if you're disabled or if you're living in poverty and need help such as food stamps or extra money just to buy clothing, food, medication, or pay your utility bills. I'm talking about that big government money. I'm talking about those budgets. I'm talking about people who work their fingers to the bone with blood and sweat and tears, very hard workers, versus the people who we all pay taxes to and their friends and families around the world who pretend to be poor and, among other things, pretend to be hardcore. And this is that future. We are in the future, and tomorrow is the future. Do you want a bad future? Do you want a bad future? Guns and plows and stars and fake flags and invented nations and invented international rumors and networks run worldwide by this man, Philippos, whatever your name is. Let's heal the nation. Let's heal the planet and stop these fools who want to mess it up, ruin everything, end the concept of families, and damn it.
And damn it.